See, everybody wants transformation until transformation asks for separation.
Every story's got a spark, and every spark's got a name. This is the journey of finding mine. Who am I when the lights go low? Who am I when the world says no? Searching through my past, trying to free my soul. One truth at a time, letting every story unfold.
Let me tell you something that somebody listening needs to hear today. You are not your past. You are not the worst decision you ever made. You are not the mistake that still keeps you up at night. You are not the chapter people keep trying to reread. When God is trying to help you rewrite a new book, you are not your past. See, your past may be part of your story, but it's not the title of your life. It may be a page, it may be a scar, it may be a lesson. It may be a place you survived, but it is not your name. It is not your destiny. It is not your final address. See, some of you have been walking through life wearing your past like an old prison uniform. You got free years ago, but your mind is still behind bars. You changed your environment, changed your circle, changed your habits, changed your attitude, but deep down inside, you still hear the chains rattling. You still hear that voice saying, remember what you did. Remember who you used to be. Remember how far you fell. Remember who walked away. Remember what they said about you. Remember how you failed. But today we are not here to remember the chains. Today we are here to break them. Because there comes a moment in every person's life when you have to decide, am I going to live as a victim of what happened, or am I going to rise as proof that what happened did not destroy me? See, your past may have bruised you, but it did not bury you. Your past may have delayed you, but it did not delete you. Your past may have knocked you down, but it did not cancel your calling. And I know some people may look at you and only see what you used to be, but let them look. Let them whisper. Let them bring up old chapters, because while they are busy reading your history, you are busy becoming the headline of your future. You have to stop giving people permanent access to a version of you that no longer exists. See, some people only know the broken you. Some people only know the angry you. Some people only know the confused you. Some people only know the immature you. Some people only know the you that was trying to survive with no tools, no guidance, no healing, and no peace. But just because they met you in a storm does not mean you are still reigning. You are not your past. See, your past is like a rearview mirror. It has a purpose, but it was never meant to be your windshield. You glance at it to learn. You glance at it to remember where you came from. But if you drive forward while staring backwards, you're going to crash into what is in front of you. Some of you keep crashing into your future because your eyes are still locked on yesterday. You keep saying, I messed up. Yes, you did, but you are still here. You keep saying, I wasted time. Maybe you did, but you still have time. You keep saying, I should have known better. Maybe so, but now you do know better. And once you know better, you have a responsibility to become better. Do not let guilt become a graveyard. Do not let shame become a home. Shame will tell you because you failed, you are a failure. But wisdom says this, because you failed, you have learned something that can make you stronger. See, my friend, listen to this. Failure is not a funeral. Failure is a classroom. And some of the strongest people in the world were educated in rooms they never wanted to enter. Pain taught them. Loss trained them. Betrayal sharpened them. Disappointment matured them. The fall humbled them. The comeback built them. You are not your past. See, your past is like ashes. And I know ashes look useless. Ashes look like something burned down. Ashes look like evidence of destruction. But ask the forest, what happened after the fire. Sometimes the ground becomes fertile again. Sometimes new life grows from the place that looked dead. Sometimes what burned was not there to destroy you, but to clear space for what was next. Maybe what you lost was a clearing space. Maybe what ended was making room. Maybe what broke was revealing what needed to be rebuilt stronger. You thought it was the end, but it was the clearing. And I need you to understand this. Healing does not mean the past never happened. Healing means the past no longer controls how you see yourself. You can remember it without reliving it. You can talk about it without bleeding from it. You can learn from it without living under it. That, my friend, is growth. Growth is when the thing that used to trigger you becomes the thing you can testify about. Growth is when you stop saying, why did this happen to me? And start saying, what can I become because I survived it? Now, let's be honest. Let's be honest right here. Some of you have been using your past as an excuse to stay stuck. That may sound hard right now, but sometimes truth has to hit hard enough to wake us up. Yes, they hurt you. Yes, you went through something unfair. Yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you lost some years. Yes, people misunderstood you. Yes, some doors closed in your face. But how long? How long are you going to let what happened back then control what you do today? How long are you going to keep punishing yourself for a version of you that was doing the best they could with what they had? How long? How long are you going to sit at the table of regret, eating the same cold plate of guilt when life is calling you to get up and move forward? At some point, you have to say, I cannot change what I did, but I can change what I do next. That is where your power is. See, your power is not in rewriting yesterday. Your power is in responding differently today. You cannot go back and unmake the mistake. You cannot go back and unsay the words. You cannot go back and undo the decision. You cannot go back and reclaim every lost moment. But you can stand up right now and say, I refuse to let my past become the landlord of my future. Because too many people are paying rent to old pain. You are letting shame occupy your mind. You are letting regret sleep in your heart. You are letting fear sit in the driver's seat. You are letting old labels decorate the walls of your identity. Evict it. Evict it now. Evict the lie that says you are too damaged. Evict the lie that says you're too late. Evict the lie that says nobody will ever see you differently. Evict the lie that says your best days are behind you. No, your best days are not buried in your past. Your best days are waiting on the other side of your decision to rise. And hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. Rising does not always look loud. Sometimes rising looks like waking up and trying again. Sometimes rising looks like apologizing. Sometimes rising looks like forgiving yourself. Sometimes rising looks like going back to school. Sometimes rising looks like walking away from people who keeps pulling you back into who you used to be. Sometimes rising looks like getting help. Sometimes rising looks like deleting the number, blocking the temptation, changing the routine, and choosing peace over chaos. See, rising is not always dramatic. It's not. Sometimes it is a quiet decision that says, I will not keep living beneath who I was created to be. You are not your past. See, a seed does not look like a tree. It gets buried, covered in dirt, surrounded by darkness, and hidden from applauses. But inside that seed is something the dirt cannot stop. The dirt does not define the seed. The darkness does not cancel the seed. The pressure does not destroy the seeds. It activates it. See, some of you have been buried in disappointment, buried in regret, buried in embarrassment, buried in grief, buried in bad decisions. But you are not buried because you're dead. You are buried because something in you is getting ready to grow. The dirt is not your identity. The darkness is not your destiny. The pressure is not your punishment. You are becoming. And becoming sometimes is messy. Becoming is uncomfortable. Becoming will make you confront yourself. Becoming will make you admit where you were wrong. Becoming will make you forgive what you cannot forget. Becoming will make you walk away from rooms where the old you was celebrated, but the new you cannot survive. See, everybody wants transformation until transformation asks for separation. Let me say that again. Everybody wants transformation until transformation asks for separation. See, you cannot become new while staying loyal to everything that kept you broken. You cannot keep calling it comfort when it really is captivity. See, some relationships are not homes, they are holding cells. Some habits are not stress relief, they are slow destructions. Some mindsets are not personality traits, they are prison bars. Some excuses are not explanations, they are chains with better vocabularies. So today is the day you stop dressing up in bondage and calling it normal. You were not created to drag your past like luggage through every new season. Imagine trying to run a race while carrying a suitcase full of shame, anger, bitterness, regret, and fear. You will get tired quickly, not because you're weak, but because you are carrying what was never meant to go with you. See, some of you are not exhausted because life is too heavy. You are exhausted because your past is still packed in your spirit. Unpack it. Take out the shame, take out the bitterness, take out the old names they called you, take out the mistakes you keep replaying, take out the failures that keeps haunting you. Take out the fear that tells you not to try again and lay it down, because you cannot grab your future with both hands while still clutching yesterday. And let me say this, forgiving yourself does not mean you are pretending it did not happen. It means you are refusing to let one season become a life sentence. You did wrong, own it. You hurt someone, make it right if you can. You failed, learn from it. You lost your way, find your way back. But do not build a shrine to your shame and worship there every day. There is a difference between accountability and self-destruction. Accountability says this: I did that and I must grow. Shame says, I did that, so I am worthless. Accountability produces change. Shame produces hiding. And you cannot heal what you keep hiding. Bring it into light. Face it, learn from it, grow from it, but do not let it own you. You are not your past. See, your life is like a house under renovation. When a house is being rebuilt, it may look messy. There may be dust everywhere. Walls may be torn open. Floors may be unfinished. Tools may be scattered around. But just because it is messy does not mean it is abandoned. It means work is happening. So do not confuse construction with destruction. You may be under construction right now. Your emotions may be under construction. Your confidence may be under construction. Your faith may even be under construction. Your discipline may be under construction. Your identity may be under construction, but that does not mean you are broken beyond repair. It means the builder is still working. And sometimes before something can be rebuilt, something has to be torn out. Old wiring, weak foundations, rotten boards, hidden damage. That is why this season may feel uncomfortable. It is not just about changing your behavior. It is about rebuilding your foundation. Because if you do not heal the foundation, you will keep decorating broken walls. You can get a new job and still carry the same insecurity. You can get into a new relationship and still carry the same fear. You can move to a new city and still carry the same pain. You can change your appearance and still carry the same wounded identity. See, real change does not begin with the outside. Real change begins when you look in the mirror and say, I am done letting old pain make new decisions. See, this is the moment everything shifts, because the past will keep calling. It always does. It will call when you are trying to grow. It will call when you're trying to heal. It will call when you're trying to love better. It will call when you're trying to step into purpose. It will call when people start seeing the new you. But you do not have to answer every call from who you used to be. You know what you do? Let it ring. You have a future to answer to, and your future is saying, get up. Your purpose is saying, get up. Your family is saying, get up. Your dreams is saying, get up. Your healing is saying, get up. And your next level is saying, get up. Not because it's easy, not because you feel ready, not because everybody believes in you, but because staying down is too expensive. It costs you peace. It costs you confidence. It costs you opportunities. It costs you relationships. It costs you sleep. And it costs you years. And you have already paid enough. You are not your past. You are not the lessons after the mistake. You are the strength after the struggle. You are the wisdom after the wound. You are the sunrise after the darkest night. You are the comeback after the collapse. And do not let anybody convince you that change is impossible. See, people change every day. Addicts recover, prisoners rebuild, broken hearts love again, failure become leaders, dropouts become graduates, angry people become peaceful, lost people find purpose, wounded people become healers. So why not you? Why can't your life be the evidence? Why can't your story be the proof? Why can't your comeback be the message somebody else needs to survive? Maybe the very thing you are ashamed of is the thing that will one day help somebody else breathe again. Somebody needs to hear, I went through it too, but I made it. Somebody needs to hear, I failed too, but I got back up. Somebody needs to hear, I was lost too, but I found my way. Somebody needs to hear, I almost gave up too, but I'm still here. See, your scars are not just reminders of pain. They are proof of survival. See, a scar says something happened here, but it also says healing happened here too. So stop hiding every scar like it makes you less valuable. Broken crayons still color. Cracked vessels still pour. Bent trees still give shade. And people with the past can still have a purpose. Especially people with the past. Because when you know what darkness feels like, you carry light differently. When you know what it feels like to be counted out, you show up with a different kind of hunger. When you know what it feels like to lose yourself, you fight harder to become whole. See, your past did not disqualify you. You know what it did? It trained you. Now it's time to stop rehearsing your pain and start rebuilding your life. Stop waiting for everyone to understand your change. Stop waiting for everyone to clap for your growth. Stop waiting for people who benefited from the old you to celebrate the new you. See, some people will not celebrate your healing because your brokenness made them comfortable. Heal anyway. Some people will not support your growth because your weakness gave them control. Grow anyway. Some people will keep bringing up your past because they cannot handle the fact that you are becoming someone they can no longer manipulate. You know what you do? Become anyway. This is your life. This is your moment. This is your decision. You are not stuck. You are not finished. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are not your past. So today, make a decision. Not a soft decision, not a cute decision, not a decision that sounds good while motivation is in the room, but disappears when pressure shows up. Make a real decision. Decide that you will no longer introduce yourself by your wounds. Decide that you will no longer let regret lead your life. Decide that you will no longer shrink because of what you survived. Decide that you will no longer allow yesterday to bully tomorrow. Decide that you will become disciplined enough to outgrow the version of you that kept getting stuck. Because change is not just emotional, change is intentional. You do not become new by accident. You become new by choosing differently over and over again until the choice becomes your character. So choose healing, choose discipline, choose accountability, choose forgiveness, growth, choose better habits, better people, better thoughts. Choose to keep going. And when the past tried to remind you of who you were, remind it of who you are becoming. And say, yes, I was there, but I do not live there anymore. Say, yes, I failed, but I am not a failure. Yes, I broke, but I am not beyond repair. Yes, I failed, but I got back up. Yes, I have a past, but my past does not have me. See, that is the declaration. My past does not have me. My mistakes does not own me. My shame does not define me. My pain does not control me. My history does not hold me hostage. I am growing. I am healing. I am learning. I am rising. I am becoming. And I may not be everything I want to be yet, but thank God I am not who I used to be. So walk forward, heads up, shoulder back, eyes ahead. Not because your past was perfect, not because you never messed up, not because you have it all figured out, but because you finally understand the truth. You are not your past. You are the person who survived it. You are the person who learned from it. You are the person who is rising above it. And from this day forward, you do not live chained to what was. You walk boldly toward what can be because your past had a chapter, but your future still has the pen. So before we move forward, I want you to pause for just a moment. Take a breath. Wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, this next part is for you. Let's speak life over ourselves out loud if you can, because what we say in this moment has the power to shift how we walk into the rest of our day. So let's begin with our affirmation. I am not defined by my past, nor limited by my mistakes. I am growing, learning, and becoming who I was created to be. I have value beyond titles, roles, and expectation. I choose honesty over fear and growth over comfort. I am allowed to change, heal, and evolve. I walk with purpose, clarity, and courage. I am becoming more aligned with my true self every day. And who I am is enough. So as we close today's episode, I want to thank you for taking this time for yourself. If something you heard inspired you, challenged you, or made you pause and reflect, please don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who may need it. Invite them into the conversation. See, this podcast grows when we grow together. I cannot do this without you. See, we grow together through shared stories, honest reflections, and real connections. Every listen, every share, every conversation helps create a community rooted in purpose, rooted in love, rooted in faith, rooted in hope, rooted in trust and truth. So until next time, keep reflecting, keep becoming, and remember, you matter. This is the Who Am I podcast, and let's walk this journey together.
Who am I? Yeah, I'm more than the pain, more than the pride. Who am I? Walking in purpose, no mask, no disguise. This is my voice, my rise, my life. Welcome to Who Am I?